Good morning, welcome back to Life of Dave. Tuesday morning, we're back down the boat. It's the 28th of February and we're going to get cracking and see what we can do today. Right, so last time down, I'm still editing videos. I've got this sanded off, I've got that all built up, sanded off so that the hatch should fit nicely in there. That one's done. This one I think needs a little bit more off of there, but not a lot. It's kind of awkward because of the curve here. I think it's close, it don't feel bad. I think we're there, it's very close. I just need to have a little check. And I put some filler in the ends here to take up that gap. So I've got to sand that off the front and then just block that round to smooth that out. So there was a few little nasty sort of like lines in it where obviously I've cut it and it's just chomped it around. It didn't cut smooth, so I've just got to sort that out. So I'm going to get that done. Then what I want to do today is I want to clean up under here, get rid of all the dust, it's filthy, and get that glassed in. So I'm going to glass along under there, and we're going to glass along under there all the way from that end to the other, you know, front to back, and get that all glassed in today. Then gel coat it so that it's all coated. And the only downside with doing that is if I do anything dusty, it's all going to stick in the gel coat. So I sort of need it to be done and go off and all the rest of it. So what I might do is I've also got this to sand, which I done last time. So I might sand all this down and get that all smoothed off, making me dust, let it settle, and then glass under there. So I think I'm going to do the sanding first, get that all out of the way, sand up under the deck, sand all that off there, get that all done, let the dust settle, and then we'll have a glass up under there. Anyway, let's crack on and get something done. Keep waffling about what I'm gonna do. So the only other thing I've got to do is sand all this down or grind it. I've got to get rid of all that loose flaky paint that's on there. This has all been done, all the flakiness has gone. I've still got this bit to do. You can see it's peeling. I've got rid of all the flaky bits that were loose, and that's more that's just flaked back. So every time you leave it, you know, the rest of it starts peeling. And this is what I don't want. I don't want me paint peeling. And this is why I want it done properly. So all this is flaky paint, it's all naff. So I've got to take all that off, get rid of it, and then I'm going to glass over the area to stabilise the surface. So once that's all done and that's glass, then I can fair it, sand it all smooth, get it all looking nice, and then it's ready to paint and blend in with the rest of it. So this has got a layer of glass over here, so I've got a slight taper down there to that surface. I'm probably only going to do this with CSM. This is heavy gauge, that heavy cloth that I use up there, so I don't need to go as much as that. And I have sanded into this to smooth it off and taper it down, so there's no edge there now. So I'm going to blend that in with some CSM, tie that all in, get that all done. You know, that's quite an easy job, but I do need a hand with someone on the outside so I can take the bolts out the window. Otherwise they just spin around in circles, then I can't reach inside and outside on my own. I've got blocks glassed in up here. I've got to put some more blocks up here now this has been sanded. This is going to be to fix me wood up when I'm done, to cover this lot up because it looks a horrid mess. So yeah, so that's all got to be done. And again, once I've got my blocks in place, like I've got these ones here, here and here. I've got a couple more to go on the sides and one at the front here. But once they're all in, I'll probably glass this area to stabilise that as well. Get rid of all this flaky, horrible stuff, glass it over, and then gel coat it, and that's all done. And you know, I haven't got to worry about it then. You know, yeah, look at it. It's nasty, 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 horrible stuff. So that's all got to go, and then the same on the other side. But I'm not even going to look at that yet. So yeah. Right. Anyway, that's 5 minutes waffle. That's enough for one Dave. I'm going to get on with some sanding first. So I've ordered a little belt sander from eBay, so I'm waiting for that to turn up. It's not here yet, so I'm not going to even attempt doing the bits under there, because that's what I've bought that for. I'm just going to sand the face off and get this side done. Yeah, it's a new finger sander, a little belt sander. Should come in quite handy, I think. It'll make life a bit easier. Hopefully it's well worth the money. I'm not going to go any lower than that. I've got to put a bit of proper fairing compound on there. Take out any little imperfections. That'll do that. A little bit in the middle. Little dip there, that'll be taken care of when I glass underneath. Hopefully this will just give me a neater line around the end now. Looks better already. So. Let's have a look and see how that's sitting. Right, so a little bit off of there. There. A little bit up there I'm not happy with, and it's a little bit tight there, but it ain't bad. A little tight there. That looks a nice radius on there. I think I want a little bit off the door. A little bobble there. So all this is just finishing really. It takes time, you know. It takes a lot of time. But the most of it's done. Just got to keep playing around until I get it right. That's better. Much better. So I've got a nice curve on both surfaces there. Much better. This side I'm a little tight in the middle there. Just got to take a bit out at a time and then smooth it round so I get it sitting how I want it. Right, that looks like it's about big enough. I need to even it out around the hole. So back to there. Get that out. Smooth it round. Better. Right, so there we look. Got a nice gap this end, and I think that end's pretty good. There's a nasty bit at the top there, wants a little bit in. It's a bit squarey, but it ain't bad. A little bit out there. That looks good. Very good actually. So
need to remove a little bit where the hinges are along the bottom edge, and that is done. And next time I've got a bit of filler, I'll just put a little bit in that top there. It's a little squarey instead of being smoothly round. Just needs a little bit in there, but that ain't bad at all. Not bad at all. I need to take a little bit off the bottom of the cover to allow for the thickness of the gel coat basically, but that is done. That fits nicely. I can adjust the cover once I've done all this and gel coated it all and it's all finished, so I've got my layer in there of gel coat, how it's going to be. I can then adjust the cover to suit afterwards. So I'm happy with that. More than happy with that. Drill the holes where they're going to go, and then I can shave the bottom because I know the door's going to sit in the same place. So I'm going to get my drill out. We're going to knock a couple of holes through there, get that sorted, and that one's done really by just adjusting that bottom edge.
Yes, good job. I didn't drill through. I can see them holes. They're the wrong holes. Those holes are the original holes. All I've got to do is just line this up central. So I've got an even gap both ends. That hinge is starting to move. That's not what. As I hit that drill, then I'll see that hinge swing. Really blooming awkward this. I'm so uncomfortable. Not position wise, I just can't get in there well. I'm right handed, I can't. Now let's get that one in there. Get them marks quickly. That's better. Right, so all four of them line up where they want to be, no? Make sure. Let's go up a little bit. Yeah. Let's try and get one in there. This hole's just gone down slightly, it needs to go slightly higher, so I'm going to fix this in with a couple of screws to hold it in place and then re-drill that one. These are very short screws, they're nowhere near the length I need. They're just to bite in and hold it in place. Temporary styly, like so. That's beautiful. Now hopefully I can get a drill into there and re-drill that better and move. Better. Got the flex in the hinge just on the, you know, the 3-play in the hinge, and it just allowed it to move a little bit on that first go when I marked it. It's only, you know, less than half a mil out, but that makes a huge difference in the size of the gap at the top. That's it. Beautiful! I'll unlock the hatch. In place. There you go, that's the last one on this side. So I've closed up the hole on this side. You can just see there. Looks reasonable all the way around. And for this bit just at the top there, there's a little bit of a jaggedy, goes into like a corner there instead of going round. So I just want to lose that if I can. We're touching between the hinge nearly there and there. Very close to touching. And again on this one we've got a little gap now, but it's could do with being a little more an evenish gap along the top now. Down the sides looks pretty good. Personally, I think actually this side don't look too bad. That raised up a little bit, closing the gap at the top that was a bit too big. Just needs a little bit off between there and there, and that is done.
I put a very light pen line just on the edge so I could just keep an eye on how much I'm taking off. Oh yeah, that looks better. Right, now come see. There we go. That is much better. Got a nice gap down there. Looks pretty even all the way along there. Top's a little up and down. It's that's the way I cut it. But it's even. it fits. Pop that open. Open and close. Snap shut nicely. Pretty even there now. And there, it's a little bit high, but it's quite good. It's nice there. It's a little high on that corner. So I say, for some reason, this cover feels like it's bowed slightly. It's twisted up at the ends. I don't know why. None of the others have done that. Just this one. It was cut from this part, so it should be as flat as that is. Very odd. Don't know what's going on there. This is a little proud at the top. That's just the nature of the amount of glass I've built up there to fix it in. I could adjust the thickness on the hatch to suit. The easiest way of doing it is to do it with it fixed in place and run a sander over. However, my sander is going to be too big to get in between the hinges and that, and I'd end up sanding the crud out the hinges. But there you go, she's in, done, fitted. I can fair this up and make it all fit nice there. I'm not going to worry too much about that. It fits nice everywhere else. It's just part of what it is. It's an old boat. I think that's as good as I can get it. So what I can do now is remove all that excess from underneath. Under there. Doesn't need to be there. None of that glass needs to be there. I only had to stick it there to get that to roll round and stick to the part, because if I just fixed it in and it dried straight, I had a big gap behind it and it didn't like it. All I needed was a tiny little bit of glass in there just to hold that hinge flat so that the two parts sat square and flat together. And I had to put all that on to do that, to get it to roll round that bottom. And now I've got to take it all off. Same on that one and on these two. I just needed that tiny bit there. That's all it needed. But I couldn't just stick a little bit on there. It just didn't seem to work. So there we go. I'll remove that when my new sander turns up. The lockers are in. The lockers are done. All round there is done. The front's all done. I'll say all I've got to do is put a bit of fairing compound over it and tie it in at the bottom. But that really is a totally different job. That's just finishing under there and then working my way down the hull. But for now, they are in. So that's the fan. With it on heater, I can't use my sander at the same time. But with it on fan, it don't drain too much power. So, right, just going to get this sanded. It's 11:30 already. Then I'm going to sort out cleaning up under there, get some glass cut and get that stuck in. I want that done today. But I'm happy now. All my lockers, seem to be done. So I've got the hinges all flat. That one only took a tiny bit, that's all square. These ones are done. Needs sanding under there. Same as that one's done, needs sanding under there. And they're finished. So happy days. Right, let's get this sanded down. We'll see how that looks. cover drop down. Without that, I've got no ventilation to take the air out. I've got my fan blowing the dust out. Put the cover down, it ain't going nowhere. Alright, stop that there. Too much sanding otherwise.